Assalamu alaikum. We will talk about normal flora. This is one of the important and interesting topic. These are called the normal flora because they normally reside in and on the surfaces of the human body. They are the prokaryotes, and these are approximately 10 times more than the human tissues, and they are associated with our body. So without these microbes, the life on the earth would cease. Microbes that colonize the human body during birth or just after the birth, they remain on the body surfaces throughout the life, and these are referred as normal flora. They are called with the different names, and these normal flora, they are also known as with the different names. They may be called the normal microbiota, resident flora, human microbiome, commensals, microflora, and the indigenous microbiota. So there are the different names of the normal flora. You may call them with any of them. You would be familiar with some of the words which are used in the common language. These words are the flora and the fauna. Flora is the word which refers to the plant life, and it is just derived from the flower. And the fauna is the word that is related to the animal life. So they are flora and fauna, they are used in the common language. Here the flora means the flora word is derived from the flowers. So commonly they are used. The number of the normal flora is more than the tissue cells in our human body. Here I have written the 10 raised power 14 versus 10 raised power 13. This means the number of the normal flora or the common cells is 10 raised to 14, while the tissue cells in whole of the human body, their number is 10 raised to 13. Here you can imagine then the tissue cells number is less than the normal flora in our body. Another term which is intermingled with the normal flora, but there is difference, that is the colonizers. The normal flora are different from the colonizers, and the colonizers, they are defined as acquisition with a new organism by an individual transiently or for a long period, but they aren't the permanent residents. So the colonizers, they are the new organisms acquired by the human human beings, and they are either the transiently or for a long period, but they are not permanent residents. So this is a different term from the micro from the microflora, from the normal flora. So you have to just differentiate between these two terms, the normal flora and the colonizers. Another term that is also correlated with the normal flora, that is the carrier. So the carrier versus reservoir, these are also the some terms which you have to differentiate, or to remember that how they are different from the normal flora. Carrier. How we will define the carrier? An individual who harbors potential pathogen can be source of infection for others. So a carrier is a one who carries the potential pathogen, can be source of infection for others, and there are the two types of the carrier: the active carrier and the passive carrier. Again, now the active carrier. What is the active carrier? An active carrier is an infected individual, person, that may be asymptomatic or symptomatic. So the active carrier may be asymptomatic carrier or the symptomatic carrier. Asymptomatic carrier, and the examples of asymptomatic carriers are the hepatitis B virus, herpes simplex virus, and the HIV infection. They remain as a carrier, but the symptoms are not present in the individual, and this occurs during the period of incubation. The second type of the active carrier is the symptomatic carrier. The symptoms appear, and this occurs in the convalescence The earlier the symptoms acquired, and then he or she enters into the convalescent period. Another type of the carrier is the passive. The passive carrier is one that is not infected, it just carries the potential pathogen as a physical barrier. So the carrier is to be of two types, active and passive. The there is a history of asymptomatic carrier, uh, historical history is there. There was a lady, she was Mary Mellon, and she was famous with the name of Typhoid Mary because she carried the Salmonella typhi and she was a symptomatic carrier. She was a cook for households and she was working in the New York City. She developed the 122 cases of the typhoid fever where she worked as a household. So in each household the residents developed typhoid fever, and a few weeks after the Mellon started working, and 122 cases of typhoid fever emerged because the typhoid Mary or the Mary Mellon was a asymptomatic carrier of the Salmonella typhi. So it is a historical background, and the typhoid fever, regarding the typhoid fever, she was called as a typhoid Mary. So she was famous with the name of typhoid fever. She infected 122 cases of the households. Here is the typhoid Mary, one who infected the different residents of the houses, and she was a cook. So a very interesting history of the Mary. The sites where the Flora, the microbiota, they reside. These are the different sites where the normal flora are present, and the skin surface, the nose, the mouth and throat, the gingival surfaces, dental plaque, the colon, and the vagina. So these are the various body surfaces, and the normal flora, they may be present in and on these surfaces. This picture picture shows the different types of the normal flora and where they reside, their sites. Here are the names of the normal flora and their habitat, the nasopharynx, the skin, the bowel, the lower bowel, the vagina, and the different normal flora. What is the advantage of the normal flora? As you know, the normal microbiota estimated to be outnumbered human somatic and germ cells. They are more in number, they are outnumbered than the human body cells. Their functions are different. They are beneficial to the human body, and their functions are: number one, they act as a first line of defense. How they are they act how they act as a first line of defense, and this mechanism is called the bacterial interference, because the normal flora, they interfere with the pathogens which cause to infect the human beings, and the normal flora, they interfere with their attachment with on the surfaces. They occupy the surfaces, and and they do not allow the potential pathogens to be attached. So they act as a first line of defense, and this first line of defense is called the innate immunity. Innate immunity. The second function of the normal flora is to assist in the digestion and the absorption. Absorption, the digestion and the absorption. They antagonize against the non-indigenous species. Thus, they play a role in toxin degradation by producing some chemical substances such as the colicins, bacteriocins, and the lactic acids. Thus, thereby they antagonize the toxic effects of the non-indigenous species. The another function is the maturation of the immune system by sharing the antigens. As you know, the normal flora, they are the bacteria, they are the friendly bacteria. They also contain the antigens. So these antigens help in the maturation of the immune system because of presence of the antigens. They also synthesize the vitamins such as vitamin K, B12, thereby they help in the absorption of nutrients. The normal flora also stimulate the production of the natural antibodies. So these are the different various functions of the commensals, the normal flora. They are friendly, they are good for us. In a nutshell, there are the three major functions of the normal flora: the physiological functions, the protective function, and the nutritional function. So these all of the functions, they are divided in these three categories: the physiological one, the protective, and the nutritional. Here is the names of the different normal flora with their main location, the site where these normal flora reside. The important one, the normal flora on the surface of the skin, the most important, with which you should be aware, you have to be acknowledged, is the Staphylococcus epidermidis. And the second one is the acne, the acne bacteria, that is the normal flora of the skin that causes the acne at the time of the puberty. So these two are the present on the skin surface, the epidermidis and the acne. The Staphylococcus aureus, this one is the colonizer. This is not a normal flora. This is present in the surrounding skin of the nose. So the hospital the hospital workers, healthcare personnels may carry the salmonella, the Staphylococcus aureus in their nose, and they can infect the other persons in the hospitals. So Staphylococcus aureus is the colonizer. The Streptococcus viridans is present in the mouth and throat. The anaerobes, they are present in the colon as well as the gingival surfaces, and these are the bacteroids, fusobacterium, and the actinomyces. These are present in the gingival surfaces. The Streptococcus mutans is present in the dental plaque, and much more important are the bacteroids and the E. coli. They are present in the colon, and the lactobacilli and the Streptococcus agalactiae, these are present in the wig of the females. So these are the different normal flora having the different surfaces, sites, locations, there are some sites which are sterile, having no normal flora. They are sterile, free from the any type of the bacteria, and these sterile sites are blood. Remember, these are the sites where the normal flora are absent. Blood is sterile, having no pathogen, no microorganism. CSF is also sterile, and the fluids such as the pleural, peritoneal cavity, and the lower respiratory tract, and the urine is also sterile, and the liver and the kidneys, they are free from the normal flora. So these are the sterile sites. When these normal flora become the hostile to human beings, normally they are friendly, they are good for our health, but when do they become hostile to us? There are some predisposing conditions, there are some conditions when our friends become hostile to us and can cause infection. Immunodeficiency. When our immune system is depressed or we are deficient with some immune factors, when we are immunodeficient, they our our friends become our enemies. And when the normal flora they are misplaced, when they are displaced or misplaced at another site which is not indigenous to them, they cause the infections. And when the skin surfaces or the mucosal surfaces they which act as a barrier, physical barrier, they are disrupted, our friends become hostile and our enemies. When we treat someone with the aggressive antibiotic therapy, the normal flora is disrupted, they are altered. In this way, the our normal flora they become our enemies. The best example is the Clostridium difficile. When we give the antibiotic, the strong antibiotic or the clindamycin, the Clostridium difficile overgrows and can infect the mucosal surface of the human body. Now the some terms which are intimately related to the normal flora. These are the two terms you might be aware of, these two terms, the probiotics and the prebiotics. What are the probiotics? Probiotics are foods or the supplements that contain live microorganisms intended to maintain or improve the good bacteria in the body. So probiotics are the foods or the supplements that enhance the growth of the normal microflora in our body. And what is the prebiotic? The prebiotics are also the foods, typically high fiber diets that act as a food for human microflora. Prebiotics are used with the intention of improving the balance of these microorganisms. So there are difference. There is these two terms are different from each other. The probiotics, they are the live bacteria or are the yeast cells which are supplemented or which are given to prevent or maintain the good health of the human body. And the prebiotics, they are the high fiber diets. They act as a nutrition for the normal flora. So nowadays probiotics and prebiotics, they have much more importance. They are given in the different conditions in order to maintain the normal flora, the balance of the normal flora, and different preparations are available in the markets. The most common probiotics, these are the most common probiotics, and these are available in the markets. They have the beneficial effect in some conditions such as the diarrhea, the Crohn's disease, and the ulcerative colitis, and the irritable bowel syndrome. So these live bacteria are given as a supplement or in form of the food to maintain the balance or prevent the diseases. These are the broad names of the different normal flora which are available, and they are much more beneficial in different conditions. These are the different probiotic foods which are beneficial to us, such as the yogurt. They enhance the growth of the normal flora, thereby preventing the some conditions. And these are the prebiotics. These are the foods. Here are the probiotics, and on right side is the prebiotics foods, and they have the nutritional value, and they prevent and maintain our the normal ecosystem of the human body. Thank you very much for listening.